Hello and welcome back to my channel, Reforming Womanhood. Today I am going to go ahead and do a quick decluttering of the house. This is Benjamin, my 5-year-old who has autism. He is home from school today. And I also have my 2-year-old at home that has autism and my 16-year-old at home who also has autism, but she is homeschooling and doing her work right now. So I'm going to kind of show you how much I can declutter in an hour, even with the chaos of motherhood. So let's get going. All right, it is very overcast where we're at today, and so the lighting is horrible. So I will have to turn on the overhead light, which is also a horrible color. But here we go. I have on we're starting in the master bedroom. On my bed, I have a box to hold anything that goes into another room so I can take it there when I need to, a box for donation, and a bag for trash. And little man has some chocolate chips to eat and a screen. So we'll see how long that keeps him busy while the 2-year-old is out with the teenager. All right, here we go. All right, it does not look like he is going to be distracted by a screen at all today. So we are going to go ahead and start with some things that I have stored under the bed. And we'll just see what I have there. I'm not even sure. I know it's like some extra, maybe extra sewing stuff and things like that. So here we go. I'm going to move you down. And we will see what we got. Don't choke, Mama. Oh, so this is a tub of all of our extra coats and stuff. I'm going to give it a quick look and see if there's anything that I know that we've outgrown or that we don't wear anymore. All right, I actually know I'm going to get rid of this coat because I bought myself a new coat because this one didn't fit very well. So this is one that can be donated. This is one that my daughter got, and she does not like it because it's too long for her and stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the donation bin as well. This was also my daughter's, but my guess is by next year she's going to have outgrown it because it was already kind of getting small this year. So even though she's not growing a lot now at 16, I think she'd rather buy something new next year. So.
Oh, hi guys. Today, this is my Mommy and Benjamin.
Mommy and Benjamin. Are we cleaning? Gotta clean. All right.
Clean that.
Go sit down. All right. My bag of 31 bags, because, you know, you can't get rid of them. And when you're not using them, they just all go inside each other. So I need to start carrying some of them in my car for groceries, and they've just all got brought in and not taken back out. So I am going to put some of them back in the car and then still store the others under this bed. So these two are going back to the car. And this one is actually what we use when we go to the library. It's a nice size for our books. So that is also going to go back out into our main closet so we can grab it easily on the way to the library. This is extra sewing stuff, so we're going to look through it. I was keeping all these cute little dresses to make patterns for my daughter to have more dresses. And now she's already outgrown all these because I didn't get around to actually doing the sewing. So we are going to go ahead and donate all these cute little dresses to someone else so they can enjoy it. This is just fabric that I have used. This is fabric I had used for Christmas stuff, and it's just leftover pieces I thought I might use for something else, and I didn't. It's going to go in the trash. Alright, we've got cute little patterns for the dresses I was going to make girls, but I never had any more little girls, and my other daughter has outgrown them. So, I'm going to go ahead and donate these. Safety pins, brand new. I'm going to put these with the office stuff. This is extra fabric that I use for the maxi skirts and stuff. So I am going to hold these and see if we use it at all. But I'm going to put it with the rest of the stuff instead of back in this bin under the bed. So I actually emptied one tote. All right, we're going to turn this way real quick. And this is just a little table. This is our coffee table that I love, but our sons jump off of it and stuff, so we have it in our bedroom so they can't get on it. But my husband made this beautiful table with the 5 solas on it, and so it's just stuck in here for now, so it's kind of awkward here next to my desk, and it tends to get things piled on it. So we're gonna just kind of go through the quick things that are on it and see if it's things I need to keep.
Yes.
So this is a book that I had got somewhere. I don't really like it. I don't really enjoy the devotionals in it. I feel like it's a lot of fluff and not deep stuff that I usually like. But we are doing a women's book exchange. We're doing a women's book exchange at my church in 2 weeks, so I'm actually going to put it into that exchange and see if anyone else uses it. This is something we use for my sons with autism, so I'm going to keep that, but in with their sensory or their therapy type stuff. This is also just skills that we're working on for speech with my 2-year-old who's nonverbal right now, so we're keeping that with his therapy stuff. Again, another thing for safety for autism. So again, therapy stuff. This just needs filed, so the files, I will show you where we actually keep our file stuff, because I don't like to be able to see it all the time. Let's see. So I have put it behind our master door. So that's a really convenient place for us because it's too narrow to put anything else behind there, not shelves or anything. And so this has worked great having this filing type system.
Yes, I could.
Your face is covered in chocolate now. You see it? See all the chocolate on your face?
Yes, I could.
Yeah. All right. On that table, we also have this bin full of stuff, and it's kind of random stuff. I like to have bins where if things don't belong in that room, I can just throw it in the bin real quick and then deal with it later, so at least it's not as overwhelming, and I'm not happy to make a million trips out of the room. So, but then sometimes I don't go put the bins away. So these are some local flower seeds my daughter wanted to plant, so I'm going to go put them in her room so she can plant them when she's ready. This is a head covering that it just doesn't stay on me very well, and I just don't like it, so I'm going to go ahead and donate it. Careful. These are stickers from my husband's work. We're just going to throw them away. This is just something that needs filed. And then Pokemon cards for my kids.
Yes.
And then a few random screws and stuff. So all of this needs to go to a different room. All right, so down under the desk, I have a little space heater, which obviously we are in springtime now. We don't need it, so I'm going to actually take that out to the garage and store it. And my husband and I had recently went on a couple weekend, so we have our suitcase that also needs to go back into the garage to be stored away. So those two things will be leaving the room, and this floor area will be cleared. Okay, we now have 2-year-old also in here. He has a screen and is distracted for right now, but lots of noise and chaos going on. But you see, we can still get things done. So even if you have little ones that are in the middle of everything, you can make it work. So it's not easy, but here we are. I'm proof that we can make it work. So here are all of the winter blankets I took off the bed, and just an extra blanket we use. So those need to go and be stored, but the blanket closet is overflowing. So I need to declutter that and decide which blankets we're keeping and which ones we're not, and which ones can go in long-term storage, those kind of things. So they currently are sitting right here until I can get to the blanket closet. Under here, I have baskets because it's hard to turn away a good basket. So I like to use these baskets if I'm doing like a baby shower gift or a wedding shower gift, things like that. And we just haven't had any for a while. So I had got these when I found them, you know, garage sales and thrift stores when they're really cheap. And usually I don't keep them very long because I give them away, and I just haven't had any showers to go to. So I'm thinking I'm going to find a place to store them in the garage, and if I don't have any showers in the next couple months, I might just go ahead and get rid of them because they're nice baskets, but I don't have anything to use them for. So baskets will be in the garage, and there's just like plastic bags in here right now. So this is my basket of doomed projects that I need to work on. I don't know if anybody else has ADHD like me, but let's see. 1 planner, 2 planners, 3 planners. Yeah, and then just a whole bunch of other random, oh, I need to deal with this, and I need to write a schedule because my planner isn't good enough. So we are going to deal with that because none of that's actually going to leave. It just needs to be figured out and organized. Over here under this side of the bed are some cubbies that we are going to go through. We mostly have, I'll show it to you. We have this cubby stand mostly because a lot of times one of our kids will sleep on the bed and they were rolling off to the floor, so this kind of, they can roll down on there and it's not as far, and we keep a blanket on it to pad it, and it also gives us some cubby space here. This, don't mind this, this is our big comforter that I bought for the bed, and it does not fit in my wash machine, and I have not been able to get to a laundromat to wash it to store it away for winter time. So we're just going to ignore that that is there. This last bin is all audio curriculum stuff. And some of it I could get rid of, but it breaks my heart because there's so good things, and I wish my kids enjoyed some of them more and would just voluntarily listen to them. So I'm not quite ready to give up probably on any of this. So we are just going to hold it for now. And it's not taking up a lot more space. If I get rid of half of it, it's still going to be the same amount of a box. So probably not the right theory to be teaching in a decluttering video, but that's where I'm at. All right, the last things in this room are all of the books on the bookshelves.
I'll take pictures of this.
He's going to take pictures. Like I said, there's a book exchange at my church coming up, so I am going to go through and trying to declutter some of my books. I really do like my Christian theology books, so it is kind of hard to part with some of them because I like to look back or reread them or recommend them to others, and I like to have them available if I want to lend them out to others. But I'm sure I can come up with at least a few that I can put in the book exchange. So since that will take a while because it takes me a little more thought process of whether I want to donate it or not, we are just going to go ahead and skip that for now, and I am going to run to another room and start trying to declutter in there. Okay, welcome to this chaotic room. So last time you saw me do a whole house reset, this was the bunk bed room that had 2 sets of bunk beds in it, and we had 4 or 5 kids sleeping in here on a regular basis. Well, they were supposed to be sleeping in here, but the problem is they always wanted to sleep. They always wanted to sleep on the couch, and then we have our little guys that were always getting up on the bunk beds when they weren't supposed to be up there. And we had the office space in the living room, which the little guys were getting into the office space, and we didn't want them in there. So, big, huge transition. We took this bunk bed room and we've turned it into the office, and we've let the kids sleep in the living room. So I can show you that when we get out there. But in that process, we went through a lot of the things. We had stuff stored under the beds, and now we've had to put them in the closet, and see if I can get you a better view. So all of this stuff that's right here is just kind of had been in their bunk bed area. And so I need to go through it real quick and get rid of what I can. I did go through and got rid or pulled out fall clothing already, and so we don't have to deal with that. But we do have a bin full of the stuff that has been outgrown. So this whole bin is ready to go to donation. So I don't have to look through that. I know it's ready to go. That's going to move out. Ladder, I can't have it up right now because my 5-year-old's in here with me. So, Pokemon cards for my 2 boys. So, until we figure out a better setup for everything, it's staying in this box on there. Each of my kids is allowed to keep 1 bin full of paperwork and things like that they think it's special, that they want to save. This is one of my boys, so I'm going to go ahead and put these couple things up here in there and store it for right now. We always have bags. There's fanny packs. There's satchels, because, I mean, who doesn't need an Indiana Jones satchel, right? So I just hang them up in his closet. is a light dome thing, but I don't even know where the cord is for it right now. So we are going to set that aside, and if we can find it, we might just go ahead and donate this. We're going to donate this book. We're going to keep the squishies in our sensory bin, but get rid of the bag. My 6-year-old daughter made a cat toy, and she covered it with rope to scratch and these to play with, but they don't scratch it, so I'm just going to throw it away while she's not home. This is a really cool tube. I don't know what to keep it for. It had a Barbie in it, and my daughter wants to keep it, but I cannot come up with any use for it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if maybe it'll hold some of her craft supply stuff, maybe like fill it with pom-poms or something. So then she gets to keep it, but it's also functional. So for now, it's going to just go out to the art area. This is just going to go to trash because it doesn't stay lit very well and the batteries don't last very long, and so I just don't even feel like it's worth donating it. It was good when we first got it, but I think it's just old now. I'm going to go ahead and trash all these junky hangers that we randomly get, which I don't even know where they come from. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and say this room is done. There's a whole bunch of books that we could declutter, but it's hard for me, like I said, to declutter books, especially for the kids that I'm like, maybe they'll read this, maybe they won't, you know. And I already went through and decluttered all the kids' clothes for their ages, so that's all done. So let's move on. All right, I only have 10 minutes left before I have to go get my 12-year-old son from school. So I brought you to the chaos room. So this is our back little storage area where we turned our garage into a sensory gym play area. And we have our storm shelter and stuff. So you've seen the storm shelter. Well, there's a storm shelter video you can watch if you want to. This is our whole area back here. We've got 2 freezers. One of them's currently not being used, but I have to get everything ready because we have half a beef coming in a couple weeks. So I need to be able to access all this and get the other freezer up and going. So let's see what we can get done in 10 minutes. Here we go. So starting right here, laundry area. We have all that. It's going to stay for now. I know there's some things up here I can, like these pots. I don't use them. So those for sure can go. So I'm going to pull those out. They're cute. We just don't use, well, they painted this one. This one's cute. Still not probably ever going to use it. So that's down. We're going to go ahead and donate this. I don't like these skate shoes. I think they're dangerous. I'm going to donate them. Window visors we don't use. We're going to donate. Tripod that should be inside in our office area stuff. All this cord is ridiculous and we're probably never going to use it, but I'm going to let my husband keep it in his camping gear stuff. So, and then this bin, our kids just did the race derby thing, and then this is a bunch of the little toys and stuff. Like this is just trash, but a lot of their little Legos and things that need to be separated out. So I'm going to have them separate this bucket for things that they need to keep and put it away. One bin empty. It was mostly things that go on my cleaning shelf, and I was going to donate this, but would it be a good bucket to just carry all the cleaning stuff in for the car when we need to clean the car? I don't know. So many decisions. I'm just going to donate it because I can find other buckets that will work. So we don't need it. These are things that I think should be donated, but my husband thinks they're still useful, even though I don't think he's opened it in years. I love you, honey, if you're watching. I am going to keep these for my lovely husband out here in the garage where they have been for years. Old game that my mom had that she thought my son would like, and he hasn't touched it at all. So I'm just going to donate it. Hopefully most of it works still and most of it's still there. It looks mostly intact. So that's going to go in donation. Mark Rober boxes. You know what I'm talking about? Those little science boxes that come every month. My parents bought a subscription for a year and then forgot to cancel it, so we've had it for over a year now. And they have these awesome little things that the kids make, but then they're huge and they take up all the space, and we have an entire bin full of ones that are already made, and then more some that are too big to go in the bin. So I think when my brother is in town with my nephew, I'm going to have my nephew look through and see if there's any that he wants to take home with him. And then I might just see, I don't know, maybe the school will take them. Maybe there's something they can do with it, or at least, I don't know. So, but they're taking up a lot of space. My kids never play with them after the initial build the box and play with it. So, this amazing set of stuff that ADHD me was super excited about and was going to make work for me and my daughter. So, I bought all these little holders that hold these keychains. And then they each have a chore on them. Like, oh, here, do your prayer time. Did you check your planner? Did you load your laundry? Did you check your budget and spending? Like, all of that was on here for her and me. And then you put them on your wrist, and when you get done with them, you hang them back up. It was a great idea. Spent lots of time doing it and getting it and buying the things for it. Never implemented it. It's a lot. It happens. So these are just going to be donated, along with all of these that we got because they were bigger than the initial ones I bought that were going to be kind of tight on our wrists. So all that is going away. Then my son loved these little Mario guys, but he put them in this gross slimy stuff that I tried to wash off, and it's still sticky. So I thought maybe I could come up with something, but I haven't. So they're just going in the trash. He hasn't been looking for them. So they're going. One of my weaving projects that my kid kind of took off and destroyed, and it's just, I don't think it's ever going to be the same how he kind of tore it up and everything. So it's going in the trash. I am keeping the rod because it's still useful. These were from another ADHD project that maybe I'll show you sometime. I am going to keep these just in case we use them for something else, and they are going in the office area. Coaster needs to go inside. Tattoos for the kids. Another little game piece. Another bin down. I do like this basket, so I will be keeping it, and I don't know. I'm going to keep it, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. So, bucket of rocks, anyone? Does anybody else have buckets of rocks just sitting around? These are like the non-fancy rocks. We have fancy rocks, but these are the non-fancy rocks. So, I think they're just going to get dumped outside next time we go outside. And I said that, and that's why they're next to the door, and they haven't made it out this door because we don't open this door a lot. But that's the plan. I bought this for my kids to use while sitting like in front of the TV and stuff. They don't use them. The boys just tend to step on them or dump it, so it's being donated too. These don't match my living room anymore, so they are being donated. And I'm out of time. Since I don't have time to wrap it up right now, I'm gonna go get my son, and I'll kind of give a quick shot of how much I got rid of overall. So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe, go ahead, like, comment, what are you working on? What is your favorite decluttering method? I'm going to try a few different ones. I declutter on a regular basis because we have 6 kids and it's chaos and busy and things pile up. And so I've done a lot of the different things, Swedish death cleaning, Marie Kondo, yeah. But really what works for me is just setting a time and trying to declutter as much as I can. But I did see one from, is it The Awkward Mom? Is that her name on YouTube? Where she did a video of getting rid of one thing for, I don't know how to explain it. There's a challenge that's not her challenge. That is, on day 1 you get rid of one thing. On day 2 you get rid of 2 things. On day 3. And so it ends up being like 465 items in 1 month that you get rid of. And she did it all in 1 hour, or she did it all in 1 day. So she took 5 hours, got rid of like 500 things. And that sounds excellent to me. So I'm thinking that I will try on a day when my 5-year-old is at school and my teenager's available to help with the little guy, that I will try that method. Can I get rid of 500 things in 5 hours? So if you want to watch and stay tuned for something like that, hopefully that will be coming soon, because as you can see, there's still a lot to go. So we'll see you later. All right, this was just the 1 hour of decluttering. All of that is leaving the house. Woo woo!